In this video, I talk about why it's so important to really share your story, share your ideas, because you never know who it's going to impact.
This is how legends are made.
So in today's video, I wanted to share a little bit of a story that came from a talk I gave to a school recently. Subject was about self-esteem, and I was going through the preparation for this particular session, as I do often-ish, and I was reviewing what I was going to bring and try out and test and see what would work, and I just wanted to share this learning that I had from it. And it was that we can often forget what we think is kind of like baseline stuff that everyone knows, then in fact it's not so apparent, it's not so obvious as when we see it. And what it was is simply a few games that I was working with the children with about confidence building and self-esteem and taking compliments, which was a big one. And I thought, well, this is not going to make any difference. They're not going to connect with this. It's not going to make any difference. It's just a kind of way of all the class sharing and compliment about their other classmates in a positive and supportive way. So I was very much like, well, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think it's going to have any impact. I think it's going to all get done. Either one, it may not work out and they won't get the benefit from it, or there may be some negative comments in there, which I knew I could pre-frame out. But I was also thinking, well, will it really make any difference? This is, you know, kind of a mild game. It's not a huge amount of activity. It might be a struggle. And actually, really, is there any benefit from it? The reality was that when I actually thought, no, let's try it and see what happens, it actually worked out brilliantly. The class enjoyed the little game of what it was basically an A4 bit of paper, and everyone wrote their name on the top, and then we passed it around, and at the bottom wrote compliments for that person, then folded it and passed it around so that everyone should have a sheet of a few, maybe not all, but a sheet of a number of compliments that people wanted to give them. And it was a great buzz, a great activity, and they were really enjoying it, and the outcome was amazingly positive. And as simple as the game is, and maybe as dismissive as I was in my preparation for including it, it made a massive impact. And I really wanted to share my learning behind that, thinking you never know what you know may help someone. You never know that the approach you have will actually connect with them and then make a difference. So I wanted to share that because I thought it really was an education for me in a school, that to really find these little things can make a massive impact, or a positive impact at the very least. And so I leave that with you, and I hope you get something from it. We can think about maybe not holding back on an idea or sharing a suggestion, maybe one you can actually give to other people that actually you won't realize the benefit until you've said it. So take that with you, and we'll catch you next time.
This is how legends are made.